thank you very much for doing this. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and yourself? It's been a long wait. I've been waiting for this about a couple of months, if I would say so myself. In my head, I could feel the interview was coming soon. I was like, when is it going to come? When he's going to offer? But then I'm very excited to be here.
Well, thank you very much. The pleasure is mine. As I always say, good things come to those who wait. Best things come to those who are honest. But the greatest things come to those who are patient.
That's the way. You better pin that. That's the quote of the week. That is the quote of the week.
Or the month. Since we're halfway through it, you can carry on to next month as well.
Exactly.
Depending on when you watch this episode, Maj can carry that on for everybody. So it's great to see you again. Thank you very much for doing this. Mm-hmm. We've known each other for a little while now. I remember meeting you in the gym, and I just thought you seemed like you came across like such a cool guy, very open, very honest. No ego, thankfully.
Oh, I appreciate it.
One thing I noticed about this gym that we're both training at, as Kev, is there is no egos in that place.
No,
I have never felt the presence of anyone's ego.
It's interesting you say that, because uni gyms, I felt exactly the thing, because I go Virgin Active gym and then I also go to the university gym. As soon as you enter the university gym, it's more of a knowledge-based system. Like, people want to know more, they want to learn more. Everyone wants to kind of see where life goes. Once you go to Virgin Active, it's like a lot of profound individuals. You know, you go outside, you see the cars, you've got Porsche, Maseratis, whatever. They feel already established. So when you go in there, you can feel that, okay, he feels that he's out there. This other person feels out there. But then that gym is very, very calm, very nice, very good gym.
Which is what you need at the end of the day. You don't want to go into a gym feeling of insecurity. You don't want to go into a gym where you're feeling, oh, is somebody watching me? Is someone going to say something to me out of the blue? Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously you can take care of yourself. I can take care of myself.
Yes,
not to, again, sound egotistical.
Yes.
But you don't want, a gym is a place where it's got to be fun. It's got to be relaxed. You know, you've had a long day. Gym is a place to relieve all the pressure, the stress of the day. And it is what most people who do not exercise don't seem to understand is exercise itself is not just good for the physical health, but it's even better for your mental health.
Yes, 100%. Because like you say health, and that's very, very important, because you look at all the facets and different places people going in, like these nowadays. You've got different medias, you've got different career paths, and you know, the biggest thing you always can see is health. Yeah. You know, Addy's looking good all the time. He's always dressing well. He's got his black shirt on. He's steady. He knows where he's going, and that's stemming most likely from his health. You know, his background, his setting. And then if you don't have the health, there's already an issue. You know, one of the biggest things I'm very intrigued with is seeing how much someone goes to the gym and how happy they are in accordance to that. You know, I don't know. How do you feel about like happiness in accordance to health?
I like it. I mean, one thing I enjoy doing is, when you go for a run in the morning, what's happening? All the endorphins are pumping in your head, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're enjoying the feeling. It's what's called the feel-good factor, or what's called the runner's high.
Yeah.
Well, call it whatever anybody wants, no pun intended. But I like training because it makes me feel good. It helped me battle depression a very long time ago. Yeah. There was a time when I couldn't exercise. That was depression. That was depressing.
My word.
That was when I had torn an abdomen. Yeah,
man.
I've told this story quite a few times, but one thing, when I tell everybody I tore an abdomen, they're like, ew. And it's like, it hurts you listening, it hurt me more feeling it.
I can imagine.
And it was sad when you watch people running in the morning, you watch people going to the gym, it's like, I can't go, I've got this injury. It's sad, but then over time when you have to go into rehab, and you feel like, okay, this is not bad, there's nothing to be sad about. Eventually I'm going to go back into the gym and I'm going to be feeling good about myself again.
Oh my word.
Yeah, so that's just what it does. The gym definitely has a positive impact on people's lives.
100%.
Whether you're lifting weights, doing 20 minutes on a cross trainer, hitting a heavy bag, doing some jump rope training, do it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's stopping you? You've got nothing to lose apart from bad health. And if your goal is weight loss, you got a lot to lose. Yeah. And you got so much more to gain.
100%.
Every pound you lose, you're putting it back on in muscle.
See, now that's the difference in perspective. Like you're saying, you were on the other side of the fence and not being able to see the other side. I was talking to Tal, and we're talking about a book called It's Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. And he talks about his time in like a Nazi training camp, concentration camp, and how he was able to defeat, you know, being on the one side where there is so much oppression, there is no light. You know, you look at the concentration camps and being in those camps, the last thing you think about is leaving.
Yeah.
And he said as soon as he got in, he said, I'm not going to touch the fence and leave and be like, I can't do this anymore. He said, I'm going to make sure I stay optimistic towards the end. And then eventually he made it out. And then he also talks about life after getting what you want. You know, people that overhype, you know, nowadays, I don't know if you've seen like social media saying, grind until you succeed and you get everything you want. And now the question is that when you do get what you want, what is your mindset? You know, I don't know, how do you feel about jumping over the hill and conquering the mountain? You know, what do you feel about getting to the top of it?
I think in a way it's a good thing because you feel like you can give yourself self-belief that I accomplished something I put my mind to. I went after something and I managed to achieve it.
Yes.
Call it whatever you like. But I think your mindset should still be, don't have an ego. Remain humble.
Yes.
There's a lot of people when they get to the top, they think that they're born with a better cloth to put on.
Yes.
You know, I can buy, instead of buying a suit that cost me £30, I can go buy a suit that cost me 300, or I can go buy a suit for 3,000.
Yes.
At the end of the day, what does that £3,000 suit not do that the £30 suit can't do? It's clothing. It covers your back. Think of it like that.
That's amazing. That's amazing you put it like that. That's probably the best point I've heard in a long time about like how stuff clothes you. Because you look at all the designer brands, you know, I'm a bit of a fool for a bit of designer DIY. I love it. You know, you look at you like, wow. And now I hear you and you're saying, you know, think of it, like, what is it doing? What's the function? You know, the biggest question is why and what, right? And where. You put on a nice shirt, right? A cool, nice Givenchy shirt. Where are you going with it? I want to go outside to a coffee shop. Cool. What would you have been like if you wore a normal shirt from Primark? Are you still the same person when you have less? You know, a lot of people I see, it's like if you were to remove certain things, the person starts diminishing. They start losing essence. And it's like, it's interesting to see how certain people are linked with their mindset and how they move forward. Because nowadays I'm seeing, okay, beyond what I know and what I have, who am I if you take it away?
Yeah.
You know, like you're saying with the gym, I always look at that and say, wow, because that's so much admiration coming from me to you, because I think of that like every other day, like, you know, if this is taken away from me, what am I going to do? Right? You've got lots of money here, you take that away, are you still the same? You know, you've got your family, you take that away, are you still the same? You've got the gym, you take that away. That's why I also feel COVID was a big thing for people, because like you take away that thing, you know, who are you with that thing? Like, who are you now?
I was still, to tell you the truth, I was still training.
Wow.
I managed to have the initial plan was to stop going to the gym full stop and just training at home, but it's like, no, you're never going to socialize with people out there, you're never going to learn things about the world if you're still stuck in that little tight comfort zone. I am one of those people, I am very uncomfortable in the comfort zone. It doesn't exist to me. I have to be outside.
Really?
I have to be outside. If I have to go for a walk for 20 minutes, I'll go for a walk for 20 minutes. If I have to go for a walk for an hour, I will walk for an hour. I'm not letting it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I mean, good luck to those who are doing it out there, who are doing it right now as we're speaking, but that does not suit me. I have to be out that front door. I think your house, obviously where we were all living during COVID, house should only consist of 3 things, where you eat, sleep and bathe, not where you work. Work environment should be elsewhere.
That is the coolest thing I've heard. Like, where did this stem from? Because that's like the first time I've ever heard that ever in my life, of saying that's
experience. It comes down to experience. I mean, like, for those who are still working from home, like, good luck. But I'm one of those people where I have to keep the home life separate from work life. You cannot have them clashing in with each other. No chance.
Yeah.
That's why they're in 2 separate locations. If you look at it from a broader perspective, they are in 2 separate locations because they're separated for a reason. As you get older, you will figure out what that reason is.
Jeez, that's amazing. Because I hear a lot of, like, my dad once told me, you know, when he goes to work and he comes home, the switches are different. Yeah. Another book I'm reading is How to Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. And he speaks about the same thing of when you do get everything you want, are you able to delegate and separate things from you? Because he says the problem is that you keep your business, you've got multi-million-dollar business, but it all follows you back home. Yeah. And now, like you're saying, you're at home and so your work as well. And you've got work and you're at home, but then your family's calling you, you know, your kids are coming,
come and have dinner.
your wife's, let's go do this, but you're like, no, I can't, I'm on a phone call. And I think that's really, really important. I'm really going to take that because that is a defining line between my work and then my social life as well.
I mean, like, even if sometimes when your friends say, "Oh, just take a break and let's go grab a coffee," do it. Maybe it's for a reason. Maybe you need to take a break from the screen. You need to take a break from the desk. You know, you got to see how society itself functions. How are you going to tell that by sitting at the desk and sitting in the comfort of your room?
Yeah,
absolutely never.
That's so interesting because like, who teaches these things and how do you know? Because like you say, before you told me now, before I started reading that book, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay, home is home. Your life here is your life here. You know, and even with social life, like, how have you found being a person that's so ambitious in his life and moving towards better things? How do you feel sociability interacts altogether with what you do?
I usually sometimes when I call one of my friends, not just Tal, my other friend Aidan, if he's listening, big shout out to him. I always say, you know what, we've all worked hard all week. Let's take a bit of a breather.
Yeah.
We can just we can grab a coffee and go for a walk or something, walk and talk at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And it's great. We share our week's experiences. We, like say, maybe they've experienced something different than I've experienced.
Yeah.
Okay, what input can I give them in that? What I've experienced different they have. What input can they give me? It's all about getting the input. How do you get the input? You get outside. You go output to get the input.
That's amazing. That is honestly amazing. That's like really levels now, because now I'm thinking about what I'm doing, because I'm actually reviewing what I'm doing now, and it's the same thing. You're inside, you're working your laptop, you're doing whatever. Maybe I'm editing and I'm just here. I will never leave that little box, the little corner of mine. I can stay there the whole day, not eat it. 7 hours, working. Video comes out. I'm like, okay, cool. What do I do now? But like you're saying, like, that interaction is so important, you know. And my friend does a lot of videos, Gerald, and like we make a lot of videos, and his main thing is interacting with different people.
Yeah.
And he's kind of mastered the art of communication, you know, with random people. It's a girl, a guy. It's like he knows how to communicate. And it's like, where do you learn these things? You know, like you're saying, if you're not leaving the house, how do you know how to talk to a person? But then one thing I've noticed, I don't know if you've seen this, but like in general, if you walk around the city, like on a good day, a lot of people have headphones on. I don't know if you're a person that has headphones on when he walks, or like, what's your view towards that?
I don't mind. I mean, depending on what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
If it's a podcast, I'll listen to it. I even listen to a podcast when I'm in the gym.
Oh yeah.
Not when I'm running. I need music. I need some hard rock, Linkin Park, Nickelback. I need the band called Disturbed. I need something hard hitting. I sometimes put on a movie soundtrack if I have to. If I feel like this movie's got a good soundtrack, okay, I'll put it on for a bit.
Nice.
My guilty pleasure is when I go running and it's snowing. And it's going to be a long time till it's snowing.
Yeah.
My guilty pleasure is I listen to the Rocky IV soundtrack.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
But for some reason, as I've been getting older, I like listening to a podcast, whether it's by anybody, whether it's a military strategist, whether it's a clinical psychologist, whether it's a neuroscientist.
Yeah.
I like listening to a podcast. It's like you're training the body, same time you're training the mind. It's like listening to an audio book.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're learning while you're training.
Oh my word, that's fantastic. Audiobooks, man, is such a blessing, man. Those things are like twice the speed. You hear it, you listen to it, and you like retain information more. It's like, for me, it's interesting. I was reading these things about ADHD, dyslexia, and all of these other different ways people learn. And one of the biggest people that came to mind is Richard Branson, and like how he is one of the people where if you put the cards on the table and you're like, these are my cards, you'd be like, nah, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna succeed in life. But then you're like, okay, how does he utilize what he does? Because I remember someone saying that they talk to him a lot. One of the guys I met, and he said that when you speak to him, he says he's learned to do what he does best. You know, if it's audiobooks, you know, he knows how to listen more than he speaks, or he likes to visualize. And there was an example he made saying that they spoke about a business strategy, and Richard wasn't getting it. He was just like, okay, and the numbers on the screen, and he came and he broke it down, and he's like, you have 4 apples here, you have 5 apples here, and if you share them, this is the company's equity. And he was like, okay, now I know, right? Compared to the people that learn in a really strict way.
Yeah.
And like that now comes the question, do you think people learn the same? You know, do they have to learn the same? Because I know that the school system teaches everyone to learn the same.
Yeah, I think in my own profession, in my own personal opinion, everybody learns at different speeds. Some people have to learn by doing something, so it's kind of training, you know, the hands working at the same time with the mind.
Yeah.
Some people will pay attention, like full on laser focused. They'll learn that way.
Okay.
Other people learn various ways, like can you write a notebook down? They'll go home and read it. Everybody's different. It's a good reason why everybody is different. Not everybody's the same.
Yeah.
That way everybody would go down the same career path. No, your path is different from the other person's path.
Jeez, and that's amazing. But like in university, why do you think they don't teach that mindset element? Because they teach every other strategy except, like I was talking about now, the mind. You know, how do you concentrate? You do your martial arts and you understand, okay, my mind and my body is one. If I go to the gym, right, it'll be very interesting to see in a couple of years if the university incorporates gym into the syllabus, saying that, you know what, if people are working out and they compare to someone that isn't working out, or they have a martial art, how do they compare in the marketplace? Because I've seen a lot of different friends go to university, leave university, and now they're out in the real world. Everything's there.
Yeah.
And they're found with a very, very big beast. And I say beast because I've seen this like beast of life just stand before them. And then this beast is saying, to get behind me, to get what you want, all the money, the cars, a good life, you have to defeat me. But they're coming with their toolbox and all their weapons. You know, they've got their sword, their whatever. The university has taught them this. And they're like, right, here's my arsenal, let's fight. They fight, they get knocked over onto their head, thrown into the bushes there, and they're now thinking, but the university taught me this. This is my weaponry. So you sit from the bushes and this person is now absolutely finished. And then that person looks and sees the same beast, a different person, and then he's like, okay, let's see what this guy does. But this guy goes and he slays this beast and he walks. And you find that if you ask that guy, where did you learn that? Have you gone to university? He's like, no, I didn't go to university. But what do you know? He's like, you have to read a couple of books to know, but then I don't know. So like, why do you think we're being taught in a way which is not in essence going to benefit us in the future?